I mean, I'm warming up to it. Um, I the I'm still running into the same issues before, where the game still feels too big, but I do like the combat. I'm not as into exploration, so I just want to get onto like the next thing. Oh, okay. Interesting. Maybe you find the Dark Souls games better since they're more linear. Maybe. Yeah. Not that you should stop playing this. Well, I'm already in the middle of this, so somber smithing stone. One. I mean, don't get me wrong. There is a fun aspect of exploration, but a part of me is also just like, I don't know. There's too much to do in life. So this game is so good it made you reconsider the quality of Breath of the Wild. I think they're well. I think they're both in the same vein. I don't want to say that they're both comparable to each other, but they're both also trying to hit a different market. So, Breath of the Wild did what it was supposed to do. So, like I think, don't get me wrong, they're very different experience. I'm just saying I put Breath of the Wild on a pedestal before I played this game. Well, I think the thing is that both of them are apex versions of this type of game. So, I was just thinking, like, imagine if Elden Ring had the ability to climb, right? Uh, Oh. Oh my! Oh! I'm upset. Because I had the game plan, but I got sniped at the exact wrong moment. I was going to tunnel them into the. I was going to funnel them into the tunnel and then pick them off one by one. Ugh, I'm so upset. You like how much wider of an appeal Breath of the Wild has? Almost anyone can pick up that game and have fun. Do you think Breath of the Wild is more consistently great across the board than Elden Ring is? Do you also think Elden Ring has higher highs than Breath of the Wild? I mean, I can't make a comparison until I finish the game, or at least I get more into the game, right? So I don't want to like. I don't want to. Okay. But like I will say Breath of the Wild, because Breath of the Wild feels more fluid and active. I actually think I like it more already. But I do like the combat better in this game. I'm required to think a little more, and I can strategize how I attack, which is more fun than I think Breath of the Wild. So, because this kind of gameplay is fun for me. It's just kind of run and gun. I don't like thinking about what I'm doing. I just want to do. Oh. I died. Also, I think some of the enemies in Breath of the Wild were like too tanky, but also too similar. Like Lionels. Lionels to me are actually kind of annoying in Breath of the Wild. I don't like fighting Lionels. Like, man, I'm sure if I practiced like hours upon hours, like I'd get good at it. But the fact that the strategy is just to practice hours upon hours and whittle them down slowly, like, finals are not fun for me. I have to feel like I'm actually winning the game. So, also, enemy variety in this is much better, I think, as well. It's more unique. I guess Tears of the Kingdom caught up for it. But yeah, oh yeah, Zel, you guys just got about this before, but you love how the difficulty in Elden Ring and in Dark Souls in general makes the bosses feel like a threat. Basically, nothing in any Zelda game feels genuinely intimidating. At least not to the degree of FromSoft bosses. Yeah, yeah. But I like the challenge I like the challenge of that threat. So for me, when I see difficulty, I'm like, let's go. But there is a limit to it where it's like again, if I don't feel like I'm actually able to progress, then it just, and it's like a slog where I'm doing the same repetitious movements over and over. It's not, it's not the same. So, and I, I feel like there's some nuance. Like I need a, there's some nuance to this because I feel like I'm saying the same things that I enjoy are also things that I despise, but that's not necessarily true either. So there's like a window, I guess. That's the appeal of Elden Ring's open map, since you can leave and come back when you're more ready. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I did that with the demi-human place. I was like, I'm not ready for this. So, I mean, you can do that with Breath of the Wild. ER also has a lot more replayability since your loadout changes your playstyle so much drastically. Yeah, I think that's another. Well, I I think that's a difference in design. Because again, one nice thing about playing the same style over and over is that you obtain mastery, right? So instead of getting really good in a lot of different styles, you get insanely good in one specific style. So I don't necessarily think that's Elden Ring is necessarily better for that one, but I think that it definitely helps replayability at least. So, but people who love Breath of the Wild love it because you can master the mechanics. So, I think it's because there's so much in this game, it's just harder to master the mechanics, which makes sense. So, the more you play Breath of the Wild, the more you just start skipping enemies. Yeah, the drops don't mean as much in Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, here you want to fight enemies because you actually get a resource for fighting enemies. And your resource is literally tied to everything. You can use it to raise up or use it to buy goods. So, if you don't have this resource, it's just nothing. And I'm talking about runes. So, I think Tears of the Kingdom is better about that, but Tears of the Kingdom still doesn't the integrate the whole system together perfectly. So, but Breath of the Wild, like items were useless. Like, oh, you have a bunch of ores? Great, you sell them all because you don't need them. Oh, what do you do with all these ores? Oh, well, what are you going to do with all this money? Oh, well, I guess you can't do anything else anymore with it. So you just kind of run out of things to do. So, I think I think that actually is a difference there too. Elden Ring, you can actually it always feels like there's something to do even when you run out of things to do. I think Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom have an issue where you do eventually run out of things. A big complaint about ER is that half the boss drops don't fit your build and therefore they're useless. But I disagree for two reasons. Runes are always good at least, and I like fighting the bosses just for the sake of fighting the bosses. Yeah, yeah. Well, remember there are there are two general types of gamers. You have the casual gamer and the try-hard gamer. So every gamer archetype fits in those two styles. So Elden Ring, if you're not a try hard gamer, you're not going to want to play this game or enjoy it. And they designed it for tryhards, so I mean it's not like it's a bad thing. Oh. I think Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, they they trying to design it for both tryhards and casuals, but and I think they do a good job of blending those concepts together really well. But it just feels like there's something lost in the process of blending it. I can't quite describe what it is though. However, Tears of the Kingdom makes up for it with the building mechanics, with the Ultra Hand abilities, and a lot of casuals will actually keep playing Tears of the Kingdom, not necessarily to master fighting, but to try to just build as much as they can. So oh well, I got two on me. Come on. Oh, I got. Oh crap. Oh, come on. That's not the one I wanted. Accidental. Oh, I forgot. Forget about shield counters. Come on, come on. Okay. Oh. I don't know which way is the right way. Oh. Soft cotton. Know something ahead. Well, thank you.